Welcome back to the World Defence Show 2026, and I'm delighted to be joined in the studio by Khalid Raza, the founder and president of Graphiant. Khalid, lovely to have you here today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, let's start with the word integration. It's a word we hear a lot here at the World Defence Show, but it means different things to different organisations. From your perspective, what does true defence integration actually mean today?
So in my opinion, the integration is connecting decisions. What is significantly changing in the past, I would say, is at the advent of AI, the decision is getting distributed. The speed, how the decision gets executed, it's not centralized anymore. So distributed decision-making, how do you connect? How do you connect with between agencies? How you connect with your partners? That is the key part of integration. A true integrated environment where the decisions are distributed, partners are well connected and secure, and the data remains sovereign while the decision gets exposed. That's a very key element. Sovereignty of data is becoming very critical at a national level and international level. So how do I give my decision back into the entity? That's critical, but I don't expose my data.
Of course. Well, let's talk about sovereignty in a bit more detail there. Why is it no longer just a policy issue?
If you're dealing with very, very highly classified data, at that point, if we look at traditionally, most countries are going to invest heavily in AI. And if you invest in AI, then exposing your data is a massive vulnerability. Data is a national asset now. So if I am able to keep my data and decide what data goes to what partner, how it's exposed, how it's tracked, how the assurance is met, those are very key pieces. So in certain cases, if I have a data exchange with my partner, what I'll essentially do, I will expose my decision. You will hear a word across our industry around agentic AI. Everybody talks about agents would be the new software. So if those agents are distributed, the agents will act on the local data, but give that decision back. So if I have a partnership where I need to expose my data, then I will expose to my sovereign partners. So sovereignty is a very, very big element around any industry you take, especially in defense. What data goes to what partner, how it's executed, where it's executed, what path it took, and the speed and agility that is needed to pass that data around, because decision-making is all about speed and agility. So all of these things combined are going to reshape the defense industry at the speed and agility.
Well, let's dig into that a little bit more. How does sovereign mission fabric change mission design then?
So if you look at it in the past, I would say 5 to 7 years, low orbit satellites, Starlinks, right? The reason people move towards the internet to connect that private, their commercial data was, or I should say the reason they moved to internet to connect their defense data, and you'll hear this word a lot, virtual private networks, but it's built over the internet. The biggest gain in that was the speed with which you can connect any of these entities. But that privacy, that environment exposes privacy issues. So more and more people are looking at how these last mile connectivity, like a Starlink, your fiber, your satellite, that gets secured into an environment where there is no exposure to your public connectivity. So your private connections will have the speed and agility of a public network, but it will be kept as private as possible. So essentially at Graphiant, we looked at it and says, how can I obfuscate the entities that are communicating with each other? So I ride over a Starlink or any LEO satellite, hop onto a terrestrial network, which is trusted by one of my partners. And then I connect over this. So this fabric idea is that fabric is anywhere to anywhere connectivity. I land into the fabric, and once that decision is made at the policy level, then I exchange my data with those entities, which are supposed to be my partners.
So let's look ahead then, the next 5 years. What does a concept like sovereign mission fabric change the way missions are going to actually be designed, not just executed?
So from my perspective, speed is going to be very, very big key. Latency is a very major issue. When you're making real-time decisions, I cannot afford to have latency or a failure. Over a period of time, your connectivity to the fabric should be so reliable that if I lose any of my last mile connectivity, whether I'm on a fiber, I'm over a satellite connection, I should be able to reconverge around that whole connectivity, because my mission is critical. And in case of a failure, The mission should have intelligence. Against the agentic AI should have intelligence to execute for a period of time on its own until it gets reconnected. So this whole idea of the way the world is reshaping, this is a data world. I've been building internet since 1993. And this is one of the most exciting times for internet because it's transforming from a content network into a data fabric. And that data fabric requires intelligence, efficiency, speed, latency, and real-time understanding of what's happening in my environment. The 5-7 years, it's going to be absolutely fascinating industry where machines will make independent decisions in real time.
Fascinating, exciting future to come. Khalid Raza, many thanks for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.